In this video, I'm going to go over exactly how I took a trading offer from $800 a month to $100,000 cash collected. As you can see right here, $43,000 collected and $54,000 collected. The rest of the payments were through other things like Stripe and in-person payments. Now, the three things we're going to cover here is product, funnel, and sales system. The product is the offer and the outcome that you promise to the buyer. The funnel is the buyer's path to purchase, and the sales system is the conversion machine. First thing we're going to start with is the offer. What we're going to cover, what was his offer, what made his offer unique, why a strong offer works, and lastly, I'm going to give you actionable steps so that you can create a great offer in your specific niche. So first thing, what was his offer? So his offer provided a plug and play algorithm that allows traders to trade automatically. Now, if you're not a trader, you could slightly skip over these options, but if you are someone in the trading space, you can continue to watch because it's going to make sense. So he had a trading algorithm, right? It focused on a mean reversion strategy and machine learning optimization. His offer removed the need to stare at charts all day and the guest trading setups. It promised a hand-free profit without the emotional roller coaster that manual trading has, right? So essentially all he had in simple terms was a trading algorithm that allows you to trade automatically. So you did not have to sit there and stare at charts all day. Now, what made his offer unique? He used a real quant-backed logic. The algorithm was developed after testing thousands of trade setups backed by a hedge fund level strategy. Right? It was completely automated, not just signals, it was full automation. Users did not have to lift a finger. The next thing is that his offer was built for unprofitable traders. Now, it wasn't to take experienced traders to the next level, it was for people who aren't starting trading or very new to trading and wanting to make a little bit of money, right? So he spoke directly to the frustration of Gen Z guys who had tried and failed with manual trading. Now, what really sold his trading algorithm was the future roadmap. We really had a clear vision to integrate AI for adaptive, smarter executions. Now, let me explain to you guys exactly why a strong offer works. The first and most important thing is that it solves a deep pain point. The way we were marketing is that we understood that most beginner traders are tired, confused, and broke. They are and broke, right? This offer offered relief to them. So it's very important for you to understand your ICP, understand who you are selling to. The next thing is product market fit. Young men wanting to make money online becoming financial nerds. This matched perfectly with their desire, right? They wanted to be cool, make money online. They don't want to be super nerdy sitting on a screen all day long and things like that. The next thing is no heavy lifting. Most make money online requires effort. His algorithm didn't require it. All you had to do was follow exactly what he had entailed for you with the algorithm, and then it would do all the work for you. Right. Lastly, is that it was an instant return on investment. When you're telling someone, for example, yeah, we're going to give you this algorithm, you're not all the times that you're sitting there trading all day long, instantly that is all wiped out. You're going to have your time back, your freedom back to spend with your family, to spend with your friends and do the things that you want to do instantly. It was a high return on investment. Right? So now that you understand exactly what his offer is and why it was a strong offer, I'm going to give you actionable steps so that you can create your own offer no matter what niche it is. So first thing first, you need a clear mechanism. What is the engine that drives the result? In his case, it was an algorithm and it was data science. You need a clear mechanism. You need a very clear mechanism. The next thing, you'll want to make sure that your offer / your product is a painkiller and it is not a vitamin. You cannot substitute it. Now, I understand that that may be hard, but you need to figure out a way to create a unique offer. That may be creating a brand new category so that you could be number one in it. The biggest issues that traders face, or just people in general with their coaching offer, is that there's many substitutes. Why pick your program when they could pick someone else's program that's relatively the same? There's that. The next thing is simple delivery. One of the biggest things that a lot of coaches and consultants want to overcomplicate is delivery. They think that, oh, if I add in a little bit more of this, if I add in 6-hour course modules, if I add in, an extra one-on-one call, I'm going to be able to sell my product much better. That is not the case. You have to understand that the reason why people buy coaching programs and mentorship is for access to you. If you give them access to you, that is 80% of. Next thing is understanding their desired outcome. This is where understanding your ICP is very important, because if you have an offer that your ICP doesn't desire, it's just not going to work. Right? It's going to be terrible product market fit, and you're going to be spinning your wheels trying to sell, and it's not working because you're marketing to one group and you're selling them something that they don't want. Next thing is social proof. Now, as the info space continues to mature, the people who are going to make a lot of money are the ones that have undeniable social proof. So if you're starting out right now, start documenting your results. If you're someone that's already experienced, that already has results, post your testimonials. Understand that People don't know what they don't know, right? And I'm gonna say this again, people don't know what they don't know, especially in the whole info and course. So you need to have social proof, you need to have results. Now, quick advice that I'm gonna give you is that if you are trying to build social proof, the best platform is YouTube, right? So take that as you like, go on YouTube, post as much as you possibly can on YouTube, simply because that is the trust mechanism. And as everyone starts to understand that you can make a lot of money with coaches, being a coaching consultant, a lot of people are going to start getting skeptical. Next thing is future pacing. Now, this isn't just in the sales process when you're on a sales call, but you have to future pace it, right? Something that I don't know if you're seeing right now, but something that I'm starting to see in the whole info and course selling space is everyone is adding AI in front of whatever business model. AI drop shipping, AI operating, AI this, AI real estate, AI this, that, and the other. And the reason why they're doing this is the future pace, because everyone knows that AI is going to take over. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when it's going to take over, right? So when they add AI, it future paces it and talks about the future, you know, and everyone wants to be ahead. So that's an idea that I have for you guys. Next thing that we're going to cover is the funnel. Now, the funnel is essentially the buyer's path to purchase. For this client specifically, we have two ways people can get inside of the funnel. We had a free training and we had a direct application. Now, the reason why we did a free training is because this client posted lifestyle videos. So a lot of people would be going to his profile, they wouldn't know exactly what he sold. So we had to create something that's all encompassing for everyone. As you can see, take a look at this copy right here. It's how I went from staring at charts 8 hours a day to making 6 figures a year trading only 2 hours a day, right? So I talked about this in my last video, is that when you're creating, especially a free training, you want to make sure it's a how I went from this to this, right? Discover how I went from a McDonald's employee to making 100K. You want to show a transformation. This marketing technique is what's really working right now in the whole info space. So, which is exactly where we collected his need matching, which I'll talk a little bit more about as we go on in this video. But as you can see right there, when they click the play button or they give me the free training, a pop-up came up asking for the name, email, and phone number. After they submitted that information, what would then pop up is a VSL. Now, the VSL was essentially to take someone from a cold prospect to someone who's ready to buy. Now, this was a free training, so we didn't go into too much detail about things, just because we understood that the person that's gonna watch this is gonna be a beginner. They're not gonna understand the intricacies of trading, but we wanna educate them to the point that they're interested enough to hopping on a call, and they have enough knowledge to not ask, you know, dumb questions like what is trading. Next thing under the VSL would be testimonials. We had numerous testimonials of funded accounts, people making money, things along those lines. And once you click apply to get access to my algorithm, it would then bring you to a type form where you would apply, and that information would get sent to our CRM, which I'll cover in just a second. Now, the free training is pretty simple. Now, with a free training, you're looking for an opt-in rate of about 25 to 30%, depending on where the social media platform is. If it's on YouTube, it could be 35 to 40%. If it's on Instagram, it's going to be anywhere around 20 to 25%. And if it's on TikTok, it's going to be anywhere around 25% to like 30%, right? So it obviously depends on what type of content you post. The more educational content, the higher opt-in rate is going to be. The more brain rot content or top of funnel lifestyle content, the lower your opt-in rate is going to be. And this is also depending on like what niche you're in, right? If you're in drop shipping, your opt-in rates are going to be a lot lower. The next thing is the direct application. This is when understanding your ICP comes into place. You have to understand that not everyone is a beginner. And if you give someone who's experienced and wants to go to the next level, if you give someone who's at level 3 that wants to go to level 5, a free training talking about the basics, it's not gonna match, and they're not gonna buy, and they're gonna be confused, right? So essentially what we did is we created a direct application. This is where, as you can see, the copy here is leverage the hands-free trading algorithm that helped me make 6 figures trading less than 2 hours a day. The VSL is obviously a little bit longer, just because we were talking a little bit more about the intricacies of things and the intricacies of his algorithm to a call to action to book a call for a free discovery. Right, and right under that, the same exact thing, testimonials, people being funded, what other people had to say about the algorithm, people making money, things along the lines. Now, to grow real quick back to the VSL. Now here, your goal isn't to take them from level 1 to level 3, because that's your goal with the free training. Your goal here is to take someone from level 3 to level 4 or level 5. right? They already understand what trading is. They kind of understand what an algorithm is, but obviously they don't know its exact algorithm or how it works. So you're showing them the intricacies, let's say you're showing them exactly how it works, you're showing them a little bit of the tools that you utilize. Obviously you're not saying the price or anything like that, but you go in a little bit more detail because you understand that the only person who's gonna come and apply to work with you one-on-one automatically without even knowing anything that you do is someone who's already a trader, kind of already understands what you are selling. So ultimately that would then take them to a Typeform application where you submit your information that would then be sent to a setter and a closer. Now all of this information is going to be sent to Go High Level, which is a CRM, ConvertKit, which is the email sequence, and Discord, which is where we at that time held our conversation and our team communication. So the first thing is new lead. When a new lead comes in, they get set right here, and then same day. So this is if it's a same day set or someone that's already interested and you wants you to call him back, you know, after work or something along the lines like that, then you put them in same day. And then it's a 6-hour follow-up. So we'll follow up with the prospect 6 hours later, just in case they didn't, you know, pick up. And every single time we're triple dialing them, you know, from numerous numbers, just because sometimes some people don't answer the phone call once, they may not answer this number. We're ensuring that we're collecting cash for our client. Next thing is first day. So if they don't answer after the 6-hour follow-up, then you call them the next day. If they don't answer then you call them one more time, trying to get them on the phone or trying to, you know, pitch them the offer. And if they don't answer then they'll get moved into the dead pipeline. Now, if at any one of these points the prospect is like, follow up with me in a month, follow up with me 3 weeks later, follow up with me, you know, after I, you know, pay my house, whatever the case may be, then you move them to long-term pipeline. And ultimately, if the setter finds out that the prospect is qualified, they will be booked on a call with one of the closers. The next thing is ConvertKit, which is our email marketing sequence. Now, the free training and the one-on-one application has their own sequence. The goal with the free training is to turn someone from a cold prospect to a warm prospect, right? The goal for the one-on-one application is turn someone from a warm prospect to someone that's just ready to buy. So the tonality and the language and, you know, our goal with these emails are slightly different, which is why we have two different sequences. And like I said, Discord is our communication tool where we communicate with the whole team and things like that. And all of this is done through Zapier. If you don't know what Zapier is, it's a wonderful tool that allows you to integrate things. So that's going to do it for the funnel. Next thing, we're going to go over the sales system, which is the conversion machine. So for the day trading offer, there's three things. There's the CRM, which we use Go High Level. There is setters, and then there is closers. Now, we've already went over Go High Level and the exact pipeline, so I'm not going to go over it into too much detail. But as you can see right here, we have a full pipeline on exactly how we move everyone across so that we capitalize on every single lead. Now, the one thing I will add here for this offer specifically, we did have a low ticket for people who were not able to pay high ticket or who did not qualify for high ticket. We had a low ticket where we just downsell people. And by the way, the price point for this offer was $5,000, which I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video. But that's exactly what it is. Go High Level is an awesome tool that if you are not using, you have to be using. Next thing right here is the setter. So the setter's job is to personally follow up with every qualified lead and warms up a prospect before they speak to the closer, right? So once a setter figures out that, okay, this prospect is qualified and there is a high likelihood that they could pay us money for our service, then they get added to the book call. And simultaneously, when this happens, there's reminders. There's a 24-hour reminder, 12-hour reminder, 8-hour reminder, 4-hour reminder, 1-hour reminder, 30-minute reminder, and a join now reminder, ensuring that the prospect pops on the call and they are qualified. Now, in these reminders, there's pre-call materials being sent out. And the pre-call materials job is to handle objection, explain the business model, where in this client's case is to explain exactly how his algorithm works and to excite them for the call. Now, doing this is what allowed us to have a 90% show up rate on numerous offers. As you guys can see down here, 97% show up rate, 100% show up rate, and 86% show up rate. We're currently averaging a 93% show up rate for every single one of the offers that I manage. Now, one thing I forgot to add here is that an hour before the call, the setter will go up and call the prospect just to ensure that they have the link and all these small things, that they've watched the pre-call materials, and just get them ready for the call. Next thing we have is the closer. Now, the closer's job is to handle sales call and close deals for you. They're trained to sell your offer with confidence and only speak to qualified or warmed up leads. The closer have their own pipeline, because you have to understand, obviously not every single prospect is going to close, but just because they don't close, some people may need a 2-call close, some people may have parent objections, or a business partner, things like that, is that we have a closer pipeline. If a deal is closed, as you can see, they'll be moved into the close tab. If it's not closed, they'll be moved here, which will then start following up. If they no-show, they get moved here, which the closer also continues to follow up. And if, for example, on the call, the prospect says something along the lines of, my bank is just not working right now, or I'm having payment issues, then they'll get moved to short-term follow-up, where we follow up with them the next day, a week later, or something along the lines. Now, if it's a long-term follow-up, like, hey, they're about to buy a car, or they're about to make a big purchase, by the end of the month, then we'll just follow up with them long-term. So the goal with this is to make sure that we're not wasting any lead at all. Anyone that goes through the pipeline has to be contacted numerous of times. Obviously, some people are going to be bad fit, so they get moved here, and then there's the last follow-up. And if they don't answer, or we can't get them back on a call by the last follow-up, then we move them to the dead pipeline. Now that's the closer rule. Now essentially all of this is what has allowed us to get numbers like this for the agent. So if you're a coach, consultant, or course seller, I have an offer for you. Click that first link below to work with me and my team, whether you want my systems or you want my one-on-one help. But that's gonna do it for the video. Thank you for watching.